Hey, it's IdkWhatsRc and this is a new one-take video. So first of all, great news, I finally got back my completion escape. So I lost it quite a long time ago and I had quite a lot of requirements to do, including quest, the minion tower, charm sprite, and so on, and I finally managed to do them all. Yesterday I uploaded a video about the charm sprite. Was supposed to work more on the minion tower, but don't worry, I still plan to upload it. But I've done the charm sprite requirement. I was checking on YouTube trying to find a guide on them, and they were kind of none, so I decided to make one. Anyway, it was not that long to make, so I decided to go for that. But don't worry, I still plan to do the Dominion Tower one. So what I'm working right now is to get my completionish trim. So what I'm doing, for example, is the artisan workshop, which is a requirement for the trim, if you didn't know. I also worked on others requirements. I got the full list of everything I need right here. So and I will tell you what I completed. So I've started the Shumpy kills. I've made a video about that. I don't have a lot of them, maybe 10% done. I've done the Scarabit research. Crappy one, seriously, because you cannot know what page you already have. You need to kill monster at random. Really crappy one. Hot air balloon, very easy to do. Eagle transport, kind of random. Smoking kill boss. At first I thought they were like the monkeys, the trio monkeys, but actually they are just random easy shit boss, so no big deal. Then there's the Master White Knight. I've also done that yesterday. I really thought it would take ages. You need to kill 1,300 Black Knight, but there's a way with like the Elite Knights. If you have a cannon with like Blood Barrage, it's freaking fast. It took me like 30 minutes including the time to get there. So really fast. I could probably upload a video about that, so I can show you guys how it's done exactly. But yeah, then I've done the Flying Broomstick. Freaking annoying as well. You need to talk with witches, which are fairly common except one, which is located in the underground passage. Getting there was pain. I've done that quest so long ago, and right now what I'm doing is finding the Eden treasure for making history. Well, right now I'm doing the artisan workshop thing because I want to be away from keyboard, but normally what I'm doing is making history, which is also quite annoying because it's pure experience waste. But in a way it's also a requirement for trim, so no big deal. And on this topic, I want to talk about in this video about efficiency, which is a very big subject on RuneScape. I don't think any other games have this concept of efficiency that important. So I keep hearing people saying like, why are you going for trim completion escape? It's XP waste, it's not efficient. Well, yes, it's XP waste, yes, it's inefficient in a way, but for me, well, in this video I will only talk about my perspective, my view. Let's use that word, synonym for the win. So my view on efficiency, obviously there are tons of them, but anyway. So for me, efficiency depends on a goal. So if your goal is to get experience, then yes, getting trim completion escape is not efficient at all because you don't really get experience doing so. I'll just switch for the gauntlets or the elm, all of them. So yes, it's not efficient, but like I've said, it depends on your goal, and your goal doesn't really need to be there are no good or bad goal, it all depends to you. So for example, personally I think trim completion escape is more important than getting experience. But for some people it's the opposite. For some people getting agility experience is more important. And for others it's to get, I don't know, stealing creation points or building a clan which is successful and things like that. So even if your goal is, let's say, to kill 1 million Shumpy birds, well, it's not inefficient to go kill them because your goal is to kill them. Obviously there are some goals that are better seen by others. Usually if you have a lot of experience, you have, let's say, respect in quote from others, and people like think it's a better goal than someone who simply wants to collect 1 million cabbage for fun, like Bob in my little stories. But anyway, so like I've just said, your goal really depends on you. I mean, it's you that spend time on working on something, not others. So it's your goal that's important. So basically, efficiency in RuneScape, it's how fast you can accomplish your goal. But there's another twist to it, in my opinion. There are conditions to accomplish this goal. For example, my goal right now is to get, let's say, experience while not buying spins, for example. Because, let's be honest, buying spins on the School of Fortune is the most efficient thing ever. I mean, you only work like at your job a couple hours and you have enough stuff to save like hundreds of hours of gameplay. So it's really, really efficient if you want to get experience, but it might be against your condition for your goals. Personally, I don't, like one of my conditions is not to buy gold from website, it's not to buy spins, etc. So those conditions depends once again for different people. But usually, like the goals, there are conditions that are more frequent than other. So now efficiency is more about how fast you can accomplish your goal under certain condition. But now there's another twist to it. So what does how fast means? I mean, it can be how fast in game you can get it, or how fast in real life. So for example, you need to study for an exam in real life. So you need to spend 1 hour on that, and you also want to get 1 million woodcutting experience. So yes, you could like train at Arctic Pine and get more experience, or with C2 woodcutting and fishing, which will be more efficient XP wise, and then log out and study alone. But this won't be, well, this will be efficient in game, so your game time will be lower than someone who simply study while cutting ivies, for example. So there's also this type of efficiency. You want to be efficient in games who have the least time played, or you want to be efficient overall, so at the end of the week you will have more experience, including the fact that you needed to go to school and study things, and managing your time with RuneScape and in real life. So that's another thing about efficiency that some people don't really know about. So training away from keyboard is not necessarily inefficient in some extents. Another thing I want to talk about is different types of efficiency. So like some people would call it, there are two types mainly. There's the micro and the macro efficiency. So normally in my guides and normally in RuneScape, what we care about is macro efficiency, which is basically what method to use to get a certain goal. For example, you want to get, let's say, I don't know, 99 smithing, then you will want to make ceremonial swords. Like not what I'm currently doing, but that's another story. So if you want to get smithing experience, you make ceremonial sword. Then there's the micro efficiency, which will be how do I optimize this mission. So what are the tips and tricks that I can do to get more experience while making these ceremonial swords. So those are two very different things. For the macro, it's far more about the maths. So calculating this method gives that amount of experience and that amount of GP per hour compared to this one. You do maths and you find out which one is the best. Then there's a micro, which is more about knowing how the game works. So little thing like this animation can stack with this one and stuff like that. But normally in RuneScape, it's a casual game, I would say, like the gameplay style. So it's more about macro, and people mostly care more about macro. And there's another thing, is that the micro efficiency is not that much better. I mean, yes, you can play super concentrated, but you won't get that much more experience. It's not because you play 2 times more concentrated on RuneScape that you will get 2 times more experience. There are games like that, like where you really need to be concentrated and there's a big reward for doing that. But in RuneScape, not really, to be honest. So I would say in RuneScape, concentration has diminishing returns, which is not really used in RuneScape. In other games, it's quite far more used, but anyway. And there's finally another last twist to it. So right now all I've talked about is how fast you can accomplish your goal, but there's another thing, because the real definition of efficiency, like in science and physics, is the amount of effort that was actually useful divided by the total amount of effort. So that's the real definition of efficiency, not really how fast you can accomplish something. So according to that, if your goal is to get, let's say, 99 woodcutting, it would be better and more efficient to simply go away from keyboard IVs, because your effort will be far lower, even if it takes more time. And yeah. So actually, if you want to be really efficient, well, the real meaning of it, you should not play super concentrated because it has diminishing returns, but do something while playing. For example, making YouTube videos, or making plannings, or making an RPG game, and that way you will be efficient overall. But obviously, if your only goal in life is to play RuneScape, then you simply need to be as concentrated because you have nothing else to do while playing RuneScape. So I guess that's pretty much it about this video. I hope you liked it, and see ya!